When you learn how to live in alignment with your authentic frequency by following your highest passion, by following your natural excitement on a moment-to-moment basis, by following your intuition without worrying about if it's going to work out or not, without having the fear that something bad is going to happen to you if you follow your natural excitement. When you learn how to do this properly, what happens is you start to embody your authentic frequency, which feels blissful, it feels joyful, it feels fun. You feel really fulfilled in your heart. Then outer reality starts to mirror your internal feeling of joy and bliss. So your outer reality starts to have more things in it that you authentically love. You can be in alignment with your authentic career. You start to love your career. You start to love the person that you're in a relationship with. You feel like they're the exact person that's meant for you. Because when you learn how to live in your true frequency without sacrificing your authenticity because of fear of the outcome, fear of bad things happening to you, when you learn to just trust that your intuition is going to lead you down the right path always, always. When you learn how to have this deep trust in the universe, to trust that being authentic will work for you, it will allow you to create your ideal reality that you most deeply desire in your heart, then you can live an amazing life and just learn how to create the life that you want to live. So that's what I'm going to be teaching you how to do here in this video. This is something that honestly took me a very long time to realize, specifically when it came to doing business stuff. I thought that in order for me to succeed in my business, I had to make videos that other people liked. But I wasn't making the videos as an end in itself. I was making the videos as a means to an end. So I thought if I made certain videos with certain titles and certain thumbnails, then that would get me views and clients and popularity and money and success. So I thought that I had to do something that I don't authentically want to do in order to get something that I do authentically want. So this is the core delusion here. In our society, we are taught this idea that in order for me to succeed in my relationship, in my health, my body, if I want to have my ideal body, or in my business, then that requires me to do a bunch of work that I hate. So if I want to have a life that I love, I need to do a thing that I hate. So I was actually talking to my younger brother the other day, and he was watching this popular YouTuber called Hamza, and he was talking about one of the core pillars of his philosophy is, in order to be your best self, you work on building a chiseled body. He calls it an aesthetic body. And in order to build an aesthetic body, it takes a lot of work. You need to go to the gym 6 days a week, and you need to do specific exercises, and you need to eat in a specific way. But once you do that, then you can have the ideal body that you want. So I asked my brother, I said, why do you even want to have an aesthetic body? What's the point of that? He said, well, because then I can be confident, and then I could feel good about myself. Then I said, well, why don't you just feel good about yourself and be confident and just not worry about the aesthetic body? Well, he said, well, it's nice to have, a chiseled abs because then girls will like me. So fundamentally, see, the core belief here is doing something that's inauthentic as a means to an end instead of an end in itself. Because if you want to have the aesthetic body and the, ripped six-pack abs, generally people think that in order to get that, it requires doing a lot of working out that sucks. Like going to the gym like 2 hours a day, that sucks. You're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to the gym 2 hours a day. That's not fun. Doing exercises over and over again robotically, just for the sake of having a nice body. I don't know about you, but for me, I don't want to do that. I prefer exercising in a natural way for fun. Going for a run when I want to, swimming, doing pull-ups at the park, push-ups, running, rolling around, walking my dog, just like doing natural organic things that are fun. So for me, the workout is the end in itself. I just like the workout. I'm having fun while I'm doing it versus working out to get a certain body so that I can be more popular. This is the core thing. Whenever you take an action in your life to get something else, in a lot of cases, the action that you end up taking is something you don't even want to be doing. So now you're in this energy of like you're at the gym and you don't even want to be at the gym and you're fighting against the natural flow. Because on a moment-to-moment basis, your intuition, your body is telling you what it wants. It's giving you signals for what would feel good. So when you're at the gym and you've been there for an hour and you don't want to be there anymore, your body's telling you, hey, let's leave, let's go home, let's go for a walk, let's go do something else, let's get the hell out of here. If you're so attached to this outcome, then you'll stay at the gym way longer than you should. You'll not listen to your body, your intuition, your intelligence. You won't listen to it. You'll stay longer than you need to. You'll get burned out. You'll start to hate it. And you'll just feel like your life is a grind. If you ever feel like your life is a grind, that's a sign that you're not in alignment with your authentic frequency. And you may say, but Adam, don't I have to grind to get the things I want? And that is 100% false. You do not have to grind and fight and hustle and stress in order to get the things that you want. Actually, you can just listen to your intuition. You can follow your highest excitement, follow your passion. But it's a nuanced subject that I'm going to give you more detail for how to do properly so that it actually works. So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes, but first I want to get into some more examples. Just some other examples of when you sacrifice your mood and the way you're feeling for an outcome. I want you to understand very deeply that the results you get in your life are a reflection of how you're feeling on a moment-to-moment basis. Because reality is literally made of vibrations and energy. So when you put out a certain energy into the world, by embodying that frequency, then the world mirrors you. Because like energy attracts like energy. This is physics. Vibrations that vibrate on the same frequency, they attract each other and they resonate with each other. So when you vibrate on the frequency of the reality you want to be living in, which usually is the frequency of effortless ease, having fun, doing what I want to do when I want to do it, feeling free to be authentic, creating art just for fun, not to get a result, because the point of being in your ideal reality is that you already have the money that you need and the relationships that you need. You're already fulfilled. So now your life can be an authentic expression of who you want to be, what your intuition is guiding you towards, what's exciting, what's fun. So you cannot create that fun, effortless, relaxing, peaceful, joyful reality that you want. You can't create that by fighting and grinding and being stressed and not having fun. You can't create a fun life by doing a bunch of things that aren't fun because of physics. It's physics. You can't energetically, you're going against the laws of physics. If you fight and grind and hustle and compete in order to get the life that you want, then even when you think you got it, even when you make your $1 million, that's not going to be satisfying for you. Because when you achieve your goals by being on the competitive plane, when you achieve your goals by fighting and grinding and hustling, then those goals that you achieve are never satisfying. And there's many rich people in the world that have gotten lots of money by fighting and grinding and manipulating and cheating and conniving, as my dad says, scheming. You can't be happy when you get your riches that way. But when you get your riches by being in the frequency that you want to be in, then it is fulfilling because you're acting from fulfillment. You're already fulfilled, regardless of, you're not looking to external reality to fulfill you anymore. You're being fulfilled internally by following some of the principles that I'm going to be sharing with you now. So mainly just by following your highest excitement on a moment-to-moment basis and having fun in your life, even when you don't have a lot of money or you don't have the perfect girlfriend, but you still have fun, that will attract the money situation that you want and the partner that you want, because fun is attractive. If I have fun making this video, you'll have fun watching this video. It's common sense. It's just physics. It's the law of energy transference. Reality's energy. So let's just some more practical examples just so you can see how deep the tentacles of this topic really reach. Thinking about something like making a YouTube video. So you can't make a YouTube video for the reason of getting results. You can only make it because you want to make it, because you actually want to create that piece of art and you're having fun while you're doing it. That's the one that does well. Another one is talking to a girl, for example, or talking to a guy. So using specific pickup lines and being a specific way in order to get her to like you, instead of just talking to the girl because you just like meeting new people and it's fun to flirt with people. Flirting is fun. It doesn't always have to be about getting sex. It can just be something that you enjoy doing just for fun. That's attractive. Next, going on a diet. So I just made a video called The Summary of the Science of Being Well, and it was written by Wallace Wattles, who actually popularized the law of attraction in the West. He wrote the book The Science of Getting Rich, which is like the most it's my favorite book of all time, the most powerful law of attraction book. It's phenomenal. So he has diet advice in that book, in The Science of Success. It's called The Science of Being Well. His diet advice is when you sit down to eat, just let go of all your ideas of what's good for you and what's not good for you, and eat what you want. And it's counterintuitive. You say, well, Adam, if I eat what I want, I'm going to get fat. But no, in that video I explain where if you wait until you're hungry and you just trust that whatever food you're eating, trust your intuition. Let your intuition guide you to which food you want. You'll notice if you wait till you're hungry and you just eat what you actually want, then you can never get fat. You'll actually be in amazing shape because your body's intelligence knows what to eat. It's your authentic diet versus your inauthentic diet that you read in a magazine or you watched on a YouTube video. So another one, exercise, I already mentioned. So exercise for fun. Do exercise you like. Do exercises that feel good for your body versus doing exercises mechanically, robotically, just to get a result. Ask yourself, why do I even need these gigantic muscles? What will that do for me? You could say, yeah, I just like being jacked. It's just beautiful. I like sculpting my body. Sure, if you're doing it because you love it, go right ahead. But if you're doing it because you need a result, then I would recommend reconsidering and just letting go a little bit, loosening your grip and doing exercises just for fun because you like it. Because the point of what I'm saying here is to embody the fun frequency. This is the authenticity frequency, the love frequency, the abundance frequency. That's what brings love and authenticity and abundance into your life. And fun. Next, reading a book. This is a big one. So when I first got into self-actualization, I used to read a lot of books because I thought I had to. I would kind of force feed myself books. And even when I was getting bored, I was falling asleep, I didn't even want to keep reading, I would force myself to read them anyways, just because I wanted to read a lot of books. What I discovered is that when you're forcing yourself to absorb information that you're not authentically interested in and fascinated by, it doesn't stick in your head. But when you read books or you listen to videos that you're just interested in, it's your authentic passion, your interest, then you learn it super quick and you understand it deeply and it sticks with you. So you have to follow your intuition based on whenever you go to pick up a book, choose the book that is calling you, that seems the juiciest, and read the parts of the book that are the most interesting for you, because that's where the information that you need at this point in your journey lies. So a lot of people read books just to read a book because they don't know what else to do. So they're just oh, well, I'm just going to read a book. But no, it's not about reading any book. You have to read the book that you're most interested in. Not worrying about the end result. So it's the same with meditation as well. Are you meditating so that you can get enlightened in the future? Or are you meditating to be in the present? The meditation is the end in itself. The moment itself is the end. It's not the path to the future enlightenment. The moment itself is the awakening. It's the same with visualization. When you're, let's say, trying to do law of attraction, you're doing your visualization, visualizing your ideal reality. Are you visualizing your ideal reality to get your ideal reality? Or are you visualizing because it feels good? It's fun. I like thinking about things that I want. It puts me in a nice state to visualize myself out in nature, breathing the fresh air, touching the trees, swimming in the water, having my feet on the grass, being connected to the moment. It just feels good to visualize that. I'm not visualizing that so that I can manifest the physical thing, because I realize that visualizing it is the physical thing. It's the same frequency, the same vibration. So when you live in that frequency and that vibration, it becomes physical. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. How do you live in the authenticity frequency? All right, so I already gave you a lot of tips, like do what's fun, follow your natural intuition on a moment-to-moment basis. So one thing that I'm going to say is, first, you need to learn how to accept where you are. Step one, before we do anything, you have to just accept yourself as you are. In fancy language, this is called moving from survival cognition into being cognition. So what this means, very simply, is that normally in our lives, we don't accept ourselves as we are. We don't like our habits. We don't like our addictions. We don't like our face. We don't like our money. We don't like our relationship. We don't like our clothes. We don't like our voice. We don't like our energy. We just don't, we're in a place where we don't want to be. This is probably because you've been doing a bunch of things that you don't want to do because you think you have to. You think you have to, let's say, go to college to get a degree that you don't even like, you don't even care about, because you think that if I get this degree, then I'll get a job that I like. But I'm telling you, listen very closely. If you don't enjoy the path, you won't enjoy the destination. Because God is giving you a signal while you're on the path. If God's making you feel bored and uninterested, and you don't like, there's no energy on this path, if you don't like this path, that's a sign from the infinitely intelligent universe that is flowing through your veins that you should stop going down this path, because it's not going to lead you to the result you want. There's a squirrel over there. You can't get what you want by doing something you don't want. I'll drill it into your head. I'll keep saying it over and over again. I don't care, because you need to understand this. It's very important. If the path is not fun and you don't like it, the result won't be fun and you won't like it. I promise. If you don't believe me, that's fine. I'm not even going to say I told you so, because these are the facts. So, Firstly, it's good to just accept where you are. The way I like to do this is just by meditating. So just sit, just accept myself. Be with the moment. Even with my addictions. I have a video called How to Quit Your Addictions by Loving Them to Death. This is counterintuitive. So instead of trying to get rid of the parts of yourself that you don't like, instead, sit with them. Be with your addictions. Be with your bad habits. Be with your anger and your craving and your shame and your guilt. Be with it. Don't try to get rid of it. Be with it. There's many ways to do this. You can sit with it, meditate, which all meditation means is being with what is and not trying to get something else. Just feeling into your body and into the sensations of your body, feeling into them and softening around them, accepting them, receiving the moment. Instead of trying to change the moment, receiving the moment exactly as it is. This is step one for tapping into the authenticity frequency. Because authenticity, another word for this, is truth. Being authentic means being truthful, being honest. So you need to start by being truthful with yourself, being truthful with the moment, accepting the truth, grounding in the truth, feeling the truth of what is now. The truth is not an idea in your head. The truth is the appearances of now. So feel it, open up to it. All right? So once you do this, it's good to learn how to let go of desire. So let go of the desire to create a new reality. You might say, well, Adam, but then how am I going to create my new reality if I don't desire it? Well, you first have to let go of the desire. So there's many ways to do this. One way is to visualize light entering into the top of your head. So you can visualize there's like maybe like a beautiful white flower or a diamond that's on top of your head at the crown. And it's just shining this radiant white light in all directions, and it's just pure light that's just filling all of manifestation with good, pure, cleansing energy, just pure love, just filling it. Then you can visualize this light entering into you through the crown of your head and just washing your being of the desire to do things, the lack of fulfillment. That's what turns the wheel of suffering in Buddhism. This lack of fulfillment, this desire, this need to do things. So in Buddhism, in Tibetan Buddhism, they have many practices. I'm actually going to make a guided one on the channel soon. I've been working with it and with this mala here. It's amazing. But you can just do it very simply, visualizing diamond at the top of your head, shining white light, washing and cleansing your being of the need to do things. And just being established in happiness. And as it's filling your head, also visualize it flowing into the crowns of all beings. So not only you, all beings as well, your family, your friends, your dog, the frogs that are having sex in the pond, right? All beings, okay? So what this does is this helps you to cleanse yourself of desire, and this desire, this constant need to get something else, that is the lack of fulfillment in the present moment. So when you give up the need to get other things and you just be with what is, and you're established in happiness now you're on your way to living in the authenticity frequency. So once you do that, and you're clear and you're cleansed and you're not taking action because you're trying to escape your current situation, but now you're just good where you are, you're accepting whatever arises, even unwanted things are accepted. When you get to that place, which is right here, that's where the place is, it's not a different place, it's present right now. Now's a good time to gently just start thinking about something you want. Visualize your authentic desire. You can do a prayer. This beautiful diamond that's on top of your head, you can visualize this as being like God or Source. Pray and just be authentic. Pray for what you want. Ask for it and be thankful for it. So you can get clear about what do you actually want. All right? And when you're visualizing, just go with your authenticity. Don't worry about how to, practicality. Oh, I want this big house, but I can't afford this big house, so I'm not even going to visualize it. No, don't worry about how to. Just feel the feeling of being there just for the sake of it, just because it feels good to visualize what you want. Visualize for the feeling, not for the result. So key. Because when you learn how to embody the feeling of your ideal reality, then you can create an ideal reality that's even better than the thing that you're visualizing. So don't be attached to the specific thing that you're visualizing. Just focus on what it does to your frequency. So feel this acceptance and then feel the thing that you want and be loose about it. Just feel it just to enjoy it. So what we're doing here when we're trying to embody the authenticity frequency is we're not trying to embody it. We're counterintuitively, we're not trying. We're just receiving, being, and then we're following our intuition. So that's the third step. So step 1, accept. Step 2, get clear about the feeling that you want to be feeling in your life. Step 3, now follow your authentic intuition. Do what's fun. Do what feels good. And don't worry about that it won't lead you to your destination. Because the thing that stops people from following their highest excitement is they'll finish their meditation and then they'll say, okay, now it's time to follow my highest excitement. And then their highest excitement will say, oh, you should go for a walk outside and go get a coffee. That's exciting for you. But then in your mind you say, but how is going outside and getting a coffee going to help me manifest my ideal reality? And then you don't do it because you don't trust that your authentic intuition is leading you down the path that you need to go down. The insight that you need to have is that when your authentic excitement is telling you to go outside and go get a coffee, it's not about the actual thing that you're doing, but it's about the frequency that gets you into. So your highest excitement will lead you to things, not necessarily because that exact thing will lead you to your result that you want, but because that highest excitement will get you into the right frequency. And it's the frequency that manifests your ideal reality, not the actions that you take. So don't worry about which action your highest excitement leads you to. If it's exciting, if it feels fun, be like a little kid and just do what's fun. Throughout the day, you can ask yourself, what can I do right now that would be fun? See, we have this deep conditioning that like if I do what's fun, then I'm going to be irresponsible and then I'm going to have no money and then I'm going to be homeless. If I do what's fun, I'm going to be homeless. It's like instant. Like you instantly think like, if I do what's fun, then something bad's going to happen to me, right? Right? And the answer is absolutely not. Just trust. You have to let go a little bit here. You have to surrender to God a little bit here. You have to trust that you're okay, that you're supported. God's not going to leave you out to dry. God's not going to forsake you and leave you in a ditch with no money and no friends if you follow his intuition, if you follow his signals. That's just that feeling of excitement, that feeling of passion. You have to act on that feeling and trust it's something that good's going to come out of it. Even if you can't see how. This is where faith comes into manifestation. So in the Bible they say, when you pray, have faith. That's not what they said. I don't know the actual quote, but in the Bible there's a lot of talk about having faith in God. No, having faith in God is not about going to church on Sunday and praying like an unconscious person who's not even aware that you actually are God. Having faith is not about believing in the Bible and having a baptism or whatever. having faith in God means trusting that when you follow your intuition and your authenticity, that God will support you. God will give you an amazing, joyful, beautiful life if you're willing to follow His signals. If you're willing to be authentic and to just be in your core frequency, which is the feeling of fun, the feeling of beauty, of goodness, of just enjoyment. That's your core frequency. And when you learn to live in this frequency on a moment-to-moment basis, by doing all these things that I talked about, taking your spirituality seriously, having an actual spiritual practice that you do every day. Recently, I've been doing this thing called the Chenrezig meditation that I'll make a guided meditation for how to do. When you learn how to embody a good feeling frequency by implementing a lot of these principles that I talked about and following your authentic intuition and not worrying about like what other people tell you to do. Don't worry about other people's advice. Follow your intuition. If you read an article that eating bread is bad for you, but when you sit at the table and your authentic intuition is telling you to eat some bread, then eat it and just trust you'll be fine. It's that exact principle. Don't listen to your mind, listen to your body. Okay? That's all I have to say here. If you want to take this process more seriously in your life, then come join the Conscious Creator community. That's a free community that I created where every single week we have a free Q&A call where people come, they ask me questions about spiritual growth and manifesting your ideal reality, living in your authentic frequency so that your life feels effortless and fun, and it's the life that you want to live in. That's something you want to be a part of. Come join, the links in the description, and otherwise I'll see you in the next video.